We are in a season of waiting and preparing here in our home as baby number 8 is set to make an arrival any day now. I have all of my usual homemaking, but also some preparing for this new little arrival and my upcoming home birth. Summer on the homestead continues to tick on, and I remember when I had my last baby, Theodore, 20 months ago, we also were milking our dairy cow, June. She was in milk at that time, and whenever I had the baby, I milked all the way up until the baby was born, and then Luke took that over for way longer than I expected. I think after Theo was born, he ended up milking for probably a year. It was just his job. So I've gotten back into doing this again, but pretty soon we will be back to it being Luke's job. Maybe I won't take off for a whole year. I don't really need to do that, but I will be having a newborn. And my last newborn, I think that what happened was, just in my defense here, postpartum rolled into winter because Theodore was born in October. And so I didn't want to baby wear him out to the barn whenever it was December and January, and so that's probably what happened. Whereas this time, whenever I'm able to get up and around with the baby, we will have good weather for a while. So I should be able to get back into chores after a couple of weeks rest. I actually really love getting out to the barn and the hayloft and collecting eggs. It's the reason that we moved here. So I love it. My youngest sister, she is due one day apart from me. And she's also planning a home birth. This will be her first home birth, Lord willing. For me, it'll be my 6th or 5th, depending on if you count my son that was born just a few minutes after we left the house. I was trying to head to a birthing center and he was born in the car. So then I had all the boys after that at home. Anyways, we've been talking, of course, in this similar season of life at this exact moment about birth, and it made me realize that I have not yet prepared my birthing supplies. The midwife will give a list, and so I have a list. I want to get that all collected together so that it's really easy access. Last pregnancy, I made freezer meals in order to make it really easy on my family afterwards, and this time what I'm doing instead is I'm preparing the kitchen in such a way that we're stocked up. There are easy things to make. People can fend for themselves. This is for a few reasons. One, those freezer meals, they wear me out, to be completely honest with you. And then also we will have help from church family and from my family. So I won't need to have all of this stuff prepared. So I have a few things I'm going to prepare ahead of time here and stock up on. I'm going to do an Azure standard haul at the end of this video, but that is going to be the extent of the food prep. I want to tell you about something that we have been loving all summer, and really any season. My kids get very excited about their KiwiCo crates. KiwiCo provides a monthly crate delivered to your door with fun, hands-on projects that are designed by experts and tested by kids. They have 9 different lines, so there's something for every interest and age. When our crates came in this month, we had several days in a row where we had a lot going on. Family events, parties. I had a couple of kids who just asked every day, can we do them today? And I had to keep telling them, just wait till Monday. Monday, we're gonna be home all day. You can do your crates. And that was quite upsetting because they love the unique project that comes each month. Even my older kids really love them. This month, my oldest daughter got to make a music box where she can swap out the pegs to make different songs.
Slide this in.
Each one comes with educational materials, so little booklets that are really fun to read that go along with the projects, so that way it makes it more of a rounded educational experience. And they often have several different projects even within one project, and a lot of different ways that you can use them. One of my favorite things about KiwiCo crates is that they come with everything you need to complete projects, so it's not leaving me thinking, okay, what do we need? Like a list of things I need to go to the store and get. It just comes in it. KiwiCo is offering Farmhouse on Boone viewers 50% off your first month by using my link, kiwico.com/farmhouseyt, and use the code farmhouse. It'll also be linked in the description box below. I usually share a birth story after my babies are born. I've been pregnant and had a baby. This will be my 4th one while on YouTube. I was pregnant with my 5th child whenever I started my YouTube channel. And so then right after that, one of my first videos was his birth story, and then Daniel's, and then Theo's. Anyways, I shared my last birth story 20 months ago. And part of the story was that I almost didn't get the shower curtain that goes underneath the sheet. So basically you do sheets, shower curtain, sheets, and have your water break, you can have the baby, and then you can peel it back, have fresh sheets. And I was pretty in the middle of labor whenever it occurred to me that, oh, I should dress this bed so that my labor can continue on. I usually stay in pretty much denial for a while that I'm even in labor. So I finally got that shower curtain on and my water broke. So this time I'm just wrapping my whole mattress in a waterproof protector so that even if I mess up on the other parts, I can protect it. My midwife gave me a list. I'm collecting that together and putting it in a very accessible place. I'm doing the same thing I did last time, which is putting the toys up in my son's room so that I can use his baskets for easy access in my room where I'll have the baby. Now, one thing that I don't have yet that actually while I was making this video, it occurred to me that I should get is this after birth tincture. I always get really bad afterbirth pains. They are in some ways as strong as labor, and there's really not much way to find relief other than there's a few things I've learned. One is an afterbirth tincture, and this time I'm getting one from Earthly I'm gonna try out. I couldn't remember which one I used last time. I Googled an image search to try to recognize the tincture bottle, but I couldn't figure it out. This one had some pretty high reviews, so I will update in my postpartum period on how that worked. Another thing I learned is to only drink warm beverages, nothing cold, and use heating pads. So that is what I'm gonna do. And it really helped with Theodore, all of those things combined. Now I bought some new towels because my birth list called for towels, but I'm swapping them out. I'm gonna put the fresh white towels into our cabinet and then use the dingy towels for my birth stuff. I mean, that just makes sense, right? And then I realized that I need another basket. So I'm gonna just put all the toys up in my son's room and use both baskets. I wanna have the large basket for the stuff for me during labor, and then the small basket for newborn stuff, like the swaddle blankets and the newborn size diapers and whatever else I think of. We'll do skin to skin, so I won't really need any newborn outfits in there, but just the things that my midwife needs easy access to at a moment's notice is what's gonna go in these baskets. There are also always a few things on the list, like a large pot for making this herbal tea that I soak in after having the baby, and I believe a cookie sheet, and a few other things that are just kitchen things that I just figure they can usually, I'll just have them ask Luke where they are whenever that time comes. The more urgent things are what I'm gonna show you that come in my birth box, and then the towels, the washcloths, and I'm really sorry because Theo is sitting on my lap while I'm doing this voiceover and he is totally smacking what he's eating, but I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. I got some new swaddle blankets, and what I like about these that I got, I'll link them below, is they're extra large. Stopped swaddling a few babies ago, so I don't really need it for that, but I like to have them to lay over top of me. Carly Jean Los Angeles also sent me this blanket from their home line, and I instantly realized that it'd be a really good addition to the baby basket, which I keep baby items in a little basket, newborn clothing, the new nursing cover I got, and then this blanket. After I had Theo, when he was brand new and we were getting used to the flow of co-sleeping, I had this blanket from Hearth and Hand, Magnolia or whatever, and it was really large, but yet it was lightweight, and it worked really well for whenever I was trying to do skin to skin and get into the habit of co-sleeping. I have been pinning like crazy. Ever since I found out I was having a little boy, I decided that I should not wait to dress a child in a cute way till I have a girl. We have 6 boys in a row, and so you'd think I would just have this whole thing down, but I really got inspired to pin a bunch of curated boy outfits when my girls were younger. I used to match them and have so much fun with it, and I just haven't done it in a while. So I've ordered a few things for Theo and the new baby to match, and I'm really looking forward to curating some things for fall. Now, right now, when the baby's a newborn, it'll mostly just be skin to skin, onesies, maybe the baby just in a diaper in the baby wrap. But I'm having fun at least planning a little bit for the future. A few of these items are bigger sizes, and that's because my sister is really excited. My youngest sister, who we're gonna have babies the exact same age, she ordered a few things for her baby, which is a girl, and my baby, which is a boy, to match. So those fall sweaters, a lot of that came from that. So I'm just gonna tuck those away, and we'll have such a fun time dressing Sylvia, my little niece, and my baby boy in matching outfits. I also have my little stash of pacifiers that I try every single time. I have yet to get a child to use a pacifier. I can always get them to use it for a few weeks, and then when they're a little bit older, they no longer care for them. And I think maybe I just need to try a little harder and a little longer. Someone recently told me that they had to try for 4 solid months, and I've never given it that much of an effort. So maybe I'll try, we'll see. Maybe I'll get lazy about it. I'm pretty bad about losing things like pacifiers. So I have those in there, but whether or not they'll actually get used is to be determined. Another new thing that I ordered for this baby but hasn't arrived yet is a new woven wrap. I have a woven wrap I really like, but I just treated myself to this beige colored one. I thought it was so pretty, and it was, you know, I haven't bought much for this baby, hardly anything, just a few little outfits in this basket, my home birth supplies. I have a Sally baby wrap that I like to use for a while. And then when they get a little heavier, I like the woven wrap, and I just wanted another option that would be pretty. Whenever I baby wear, it becomes a part of my wardrobe because I do it so consistently throughout the day, throughout all the way till they're like 6 months old. And so it's almost like buying myself a new top to get a new baby wrap. And so I don't have any reason except to say I just wanted it. I do already have baby wraps, but I spent so much time scouring the internet looking for different colors and fabrics I liked, and I landed on this one, so it should be coming soon. Now, this doesn't have much to do with prepping for baby, but it is summer, and that means that there needs to be fresh flowers in the house at all times because we have them, they're abundant, and they really just make the home so much more beautiful. My combination today is sage for the greenery. I am so glad that we have a really large sage patch that comes back year after year because it really adds a beautiful touch of greenery to my arrangements. Zinnias, roses, black-eyed Susans, echinacea, this random purple thing that I'm not really even exactly sure what it is, cosmos, and a few other things I honestly don't even know that we planted in our landscaping. I just go all over the yard and the landscaping in the garden and find things that look pretty together. And when I'm in the middle of winter, I like to look back at my photos in my phone and see the flowers and the life and all the things that make summer my favorite season. I mentioned earlier that I just want the kitchen stocked with food that's easy to make, not necessarily freezer meals. One of the things that I've had a realization lately that would make the best snack without any effort would be my sourdough bagels made all the way sliced and then frozen. This revelation came with my new toaster. Yes, groundbreaking news. I got a toaster. I don't know why I didn't get a toaster sooner, but man, you'd think bagels were almost meant to be toasted. They're so good when they're toasted. So the first round here I'm doing is a cinnamon raisin bagel. So I took my regular bagel recipe, my sourdough bagel recipe, which is 4 cups of flour, half a cup of starter, a cup of water, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar or honey, I believe. I'm just going completely off of memory here. Get that in the mixer, let that rise overnight till it's nice and tall and poofy. And then actually before that, like after kneading it, I add in the raisins, let it rise, get nice and tall and poofy. Divide, shape, boil, bake, and then slice and put in a freezer bag. Now I'm getting a second round of 16 more bagels going. What, sweetie? We got it. I actually got the dough going later than the raisin bagels, and then we had stuff come up, so I just put the dough in the fridge. I didn't have time to divide, shape, boil, bake at that time, so I put it in the fridge for a few days, and here I am now doing that next phase. So that's always an option whenever you are doing anything sourdough. You get the dough all made, and then you realize, oh, we have a bunch of stuff going on. Put it in the fridge and revisit it later, and you can totally do that. Now, mine needs to come back to room temperature because it's going to be really difficult to shape. So I just got it out on the counter, and now I'm folding and putting away the baby stuff that I washed a couple days ago. That's something that I try to make very clear with sourdough. It can sound intimidating. There's a lot of recipes online. It's, for a lot of us, very new. And it's very flexible. It can fit into your lifestyle. You don't have to worry so much about timing. You can use the pausing effects of the refrigerator. I've been really trying to emphasize that lately because I do it so much, but it's not something that I show because I've been doing sourdough so long now that I forget that you don't necessarily know that that's allowed. I get these questions and emails, and then it occurs to me that, you know, people don't know always how to fit the recipes into their lifestyle, and it feels very cumbersome. But anytime you have an extra minute, you can fearlessly, without caution, without thinking through the rest of your day, whip up any kind of dough, and then come what may, throw that thing in the fridge until you have time to mess with it. I don't have a ton for this baby, but I have enough, so I think that we're going to be good. I'm also getting some sheets in a very readily accessible area so that whenever I go into labor, I can quickly dress the bed with the shower curtain and the extra set of sheets to make that all really comfortable and easy. If I have more to put in this, which I don't think that I do, I might consider putting it in a different spot. I just want to make sure that it's ready for me because usually I don't think to do these kind of things until I'm really far into labor. Because like I mentioned earlier, I do this whole denial thing, which really helps me mentally to not worry about labor, make a big deal about it until I absolutely have to. It's my coping mechanism that tends to work really well. I also tucked under the bed the new baby's clothing basket. I also have Theo's under there. Eventually I will be moving Theo. I really need to move him soon, and I don't really want to kick him out the moment the baby comes, so I need to start transitioning him. But currently he stays in our room and his clothing in a little basket under the bed. Now I'm finishing up the bagel process. I wanted the dough to cool a little bit because it had been in the fridge for several days before I shaped it because it's a lot easier to shape. Doing 16 more bagels and then allowing them to rise, then boil, then top with some seasoning, bake, and then I'm gonna slice them all completely in half, put them in bags, and get them in the freezer. Now, since this video, we have already been getting into these because anytime I make anything freezer, it doesn't matter if I've had a baby or not or whatever we're planning for, we start using it. And this is like a really nice revelation for our house to have a lot of bagels in the freezer. In the morning, we really like eggs, but they're so much better whenever you have bread to go with them. And we don't always have bread. And so this is a way to always have bread. Pull a bagel out of the freezer, throw it in the toaster, and then top it with eggs if it's a savory bagel, just cream cheese if it's a raisin bagel. So good. Another final piece of preparation is this birth box. This one came from, I believe it's called Precious Arrows. My midwife orders it and has it sent to my house. It comes with all the things that the midwives need, medically type stuff that they need for the labor process, postpartum. I know what some of it is and some of it I'm not even exactly sure what it's for, but I know that there's always lots of stuff. Just like in a hospital, there are things you need for the newborn, like the cord clamp, the cord tape, plastic gloves, the little nose thingy. So all of that I now have, and I'm stacking it up with the other birth stuff so that when the midwives come, and likely I am fully in the middle of labor, because that's usually when I call them, is when there's like 15 minutes left, they will know where to grab everything for the delivery. Now, I mentioned earlier that part of my strategy for preparing instead of doing freezer meals is just to have things stocked up. So I did a big Azure standard order. I have a bunch of raw cheddar, which makes for a really good, quick and easy protein source. I got a lot of cream cheese for the bagels I'm making ahead, frozen fruit for smoothies because we have a dairy cow, so we're gonna continue to have milk, whether I'm out there milking or not. The cow will get milked, so frozen fruit means that we are close to smoothies at all times. I got coconut oil, organic tortillas for a quick and easy meal. Just generally tried to have things stocked and ready to go. We also, as usual, stocked up on animal feed so that the farm is ready to go as well. If you are looking for some more specific pregnancy, birth, and baby Q&As, I actually just put one up over on my Simple Farmhouse Life podcast channel, so you can go over and check that out. I just talk about pregnancy for a really long time. The next planned video for this channel is the birth story, so who knows exactly when that will happen, and maybe another video will have to come out in between time, but it is coming soon no matter what. Thank you so much for stopping by our farmhouse.